Welcome to Festool TV. My name is Frank, and today I'd like to show you the sanding system for carpentry work.
Für die Holzbearbeitung von Festool zeigen.
There are two fundamental types of sandpaper that we use in the area of woodworking. First, the Rubin 2 sandpaper for woods with no finish. I use Rubin sandpaper everywhere on untreated wood, wood panel material, or surfaces.
Ob es Plattenwerkstoff ist aus Holz oder furnierte Oberflächen. Überall dort.
It's red and also labeled on the other side with Rubin 2.
Auf der Rückseite natürlich ebenfalls gekennzeichnet mit Rubin 2 und dies Schleifpapier.
This sandpaper has the right properties and coating for sanding off wood splinters and resin. And it has a long service life. As soon as I have sanded the wood for the first varnish application, that means a base coat or a primer coat, and then must carry out the next sanding here, I take the Brilliant 2 sandpaper. This one is white and also marked on the underside. Ideal for a finishing coat, varnish, or the corresponding primer finishing coat. Here, for example, we have a coated surface with some control black for just this sort of work. I'm using the Brilliant sandpaper here because the varnish and primer are sanded off by the coating. I'm often asked what sort of graining is on the sandpaper. Here we have a very high-quality aluminum oxide, which has been ground and set on the paper. What does this look like? Here I have two different types of grains. I'm putting them in my hand, then perhaps you can see it. You can see clearly that this grain is 80 and the other one is 180. These grains differentiate hugely in size. Grain sizes is the next catchword. And the question about it is often, what do people know about P80, P100? Do these mean there are 80 grains in 1 square centimeter, or what then? The fact is that these grain sizes are ultimately named P80, P100. This means that the bigger the grain is, the lower the number. The P40 is a very rough grain, and P180 is a very fine grain. It goes up to 2,000, 2,500, of course. If I'm working in the area of solid wood with the Rubin 2 sandpaper, or in the area of varnishing with Brilliant 2 paper, the white one, it may be under certain circumstances that I have varnish here which clogs up my sandpaper very quickly. This is then often this VOC compliant varnish, which is very commonly found on the market. Their particular feature in relation to this is that fewer solvents are contained in the varnish. For this special varnish, which speeds up the clogging duration, we have granite paper. Here it's colored blue with a coat which in turn adjusted for this corresponding VOC compliant varnish. On the underside, it's again labeled, and so you have the optimal sandpaper for all areas of carpentry and very fast success. Now to round off the system, of course, sandpaper in the various grain sizes, in the different finishings, coatings, and I also have a sanding plate, of course. Often the question is also, what is special about such a sanding plate? At the Festool company, we have patents for such sanding plates, which also have very long duration. I would like to quickly show you them. We're now setting a sanding disc here. You can already see how everything is locked with the stick fix system. And here we can see the suction holes now. If I now suction continuously, there would be a vacuum in the center of my sanding plate. It would become very hot. Heat would develop, and it would clog very quickly. Here we have built in small canals in the sides of the plate which enable incoming air to flow through the center hole at the same time as the suction. And thus the dust is continuously eliminated with this air supply. Everything now is cooled again between the clet because we have also built in small holes here. This way I have a low temperature on the sanding plate. From transporting the dust and the constant supply air, the service life of the sanding plate is increased by 30%. You can see there are many knowledgeable people on this subject, but that's exactly what you should consider when you buy sanding equipment, systems which are compatible with each other. They can be used here very quickly and effectively, with their applications, work, advantages, and cost savings. Now I hope watching this was fun for you here at Festool TV. I look forward to next time. Until then, Frank.